I never thought I'd say this in my life, but do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay. Do you watch Game of Thrones? Have you guys seen the last one?
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to ruin it, but I don't want to talk about that on here. But in case something pops up, I didn't want to say some type of Arya type of thing and just like ruin it for. Well, I probably should say it anyway because there might be people who haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, I mean it is Tuesday, but there's no really point of. I don't think anyone. Yeah. I don't know. I liked that. I thought it was crazy.
0%. 0. Negative.
Made him for pub to open.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Greg Hardy fought again in MMA. He won.
Oh.
That asshole.
I was gonna say that's something.
Oh, the whole Tyreek Hill audio. Did you listen to any of that? Yeah.
What a piece of garbage. And I told everybody too. This was not what's his face. I told everybody about Tyreek Hill too. They're like, oh well, yeah, at least they still got a good running back. I'm like, he did the same shit. No one remembers this at all.
Yeah, even I'm not going to be able to like be on the player's side on this one. I'm not going to be able. There's nothing you can really because. Yeah.
Yeah, if you are on his side, then you're the worst father on the planet.
Yeah.
So when he acts up, you tell him to open his arms up, punch him and shit. Like, you don't have any idea the psychological effect that has on a poor little kid.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit if that's how he was treated. That's not how you treat somebody else.
Yeah, you would.
He didn't like it.
You would think. Yeah, you would think that if that was how you were treated, you would want to kind of like go the other way on that one.
And all the N-bombs in there, I just couldn't fucking stand either. But either way, it was just fucking.
Oh, the one I listened to was edited. I think the part I heard that were bleeping out though was the kid's name.
Yeah. It's going to be awkward to be staring directly at them.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably going to be like, "Are you talking to us?" What's up, guys? How we doing? Welcome back. And I'm back to Analytically Correct. With us, almost as always, your boy Brettigans. With you, as always, your boy Marty. We got our awesome producer Stretch over here. Thank you guys for tuning in. So apparently, I missed a lot in the past couple weeks. I also, by the way, I didn't know in our contract we could take bathroom breaks. I think JJ took full advantage of that a couple weeks ago. So now I know I can do that. But anyways, yeah. Well, thank you very much for being the all-star, as you always are.
The holdouts ended. We renegotiated the contract.
Yeah. I got my Jameson contract right here, and we're good to go. You know, I'm here for the fans. You know, it's not fair to you that I'm not here every week. So that being said, I'm gonna get everything set up as usual over here. I'm gonna let my boy take it. I think we're gonna go NFL draft right out the gate, or whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. We can start with the NFL draft. A ton of stuff is happening this time of year, especially since last week. But I think like one of the main things this week was the draft. A crazy number of people went to the draft. Even more people watched it. The ratings are insane. Like just to see people pick players for teams who might not even contribute in the first year. I mean, I'm one of the people who loves the draft. Anything football, I'm going to get up for. I hated what my team did, but yeah, just to see like the popularity. I think there were some ratings that the draft was getting higher ratings than some of the NBA and the NHL playoff games, which is just insane. I think it was like 600,000 people were in Nashville for it.
Do you think there's every fan of every team would watch a little bit of the draft, and if you don't have a horse in the race and in the playoff games, might not, but.
Yeah,
that is pretty cool. I mean, pretty crazy. Like, I mean, maybe not like Milwaukee, Toronto, but certainly for any Warriors game, you know. I mean, I imagine those were still pretty big. But that is a cool stat, though.
It's in prime time too. The draft is, and it's on ESPN, which I mean that has to affect the ratings and give it a little bit of a bump, just because half the people have TV, like the bar TVs are on ESPN, even if nobody's watching it.
No matter what, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the thing that a couple of the big takeaways everyone was making fun of was the Giants at 6 taking Daniel Jones.
We're getting a little side eye from our producer.
I mean, that's good. You go from Eli Manning throwing to Odell Beckham to Daniel Jones throwing to Sterling Shepard. I don't know.
Is he going to be the starter? Have we already?
No, I don't think he's going to be the starter. If they haven't given up on Eli by now, I think they're going to give him at least a little bit more time. This might be like the last year.
And let me say really quickly, and I'm not brown-nosing my boy over here, but honestly, I can't stand Haskins. So I think that's such a unique situation where it is now, where he's like, the league done fucked up. Well, first of all, you're not that great. And, he's going to hate the Giants for forever, and he'll get drafted by the Redskins, so it's going to be a big rivalry there.
Right.
And I'm not saying that Jones is the answer, but in all honesty, I think, in my opinion, I'd rather have Jones. So hopefully that works out for you, buddy. I think Haskins is garbage.
Why do you hate Haskins so much? I mean, he's from Ohio State, and I only hate him for that. But, I mean, as far as talent goes, he's
right.
I thought he was better than definitely better than Daniel Jones, but
I mean, Jones probably played against less talent. I mean,
definitely played against less talent.
So,
there was a game where he was down he lost 59-7 to like Wake Forest or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not going to blame it on. I mean, obviously, Ohio State's filled with 5 stars and Duke's filled with 2 stars.
Right, and also at the end of the day, you never really know. Like, you have to go look back at the quarterback class 3 years ago, and you can't tell who pans out.
Right.
But one thing I was thinking about is, okay, so Josh Rosen was available apparently for a second-round pick that the Dolphins, I think it was a great move that they made to get him. But if he's available, he was drafted top 10 last year, and he played on like the worst team in the league. Now, you can say whether or not you think he was one of the reasons why they were the worst team in the league. But if you look at a similar situation, and the coaching change in Miami, the same thing is parallel to Jared Goff. So he goes from being terrible in his rookie season, he's drafted fairly high, and then he gets a new coach in a new system in the second season, like competent players around him. I think if you're going to take a guy like Daniel Jones, so if Josh Rosen was in this year's draft, where do you think he would have gone? That's
a good question.
If you never saw him play last year, if he was drafted in the top 10 last year, I mean, I don't know if he's going to go ahead of Kyler Murray, but I think they would have.
That probably would have been the argument.
But I think he would have gone ahead of Daniel Jones or Dwayne Haskins, both of them.
I agree.
So the only reason that his stock fell is being on a terrible team last year. And I mean, can you even evaluate somebody when they're when they're behind that kind of offensive line? I was hoping that if the Lions would have taken him, I mean, if it's a second-round pick, or even a team who needs a backup, like how Bortles is
half the team.
Bortles is half the team.
Half the league. I mean,
half the league. But yeah, everyone was making fun of the Daniel Jones thing. It's going to be pretty funny if in a couple of years he winds up being good. There's going to be a lot of sound to play back.
And also, one of my biggest things, which I've chimed on a few times throughout the years here, is drafting the rookie guy and letting him fucking sit and watch. I just think that makes the world of difference. I mean, I'm not going to do it again, but I've gone through all these different players who have done that, and they panned out.
I remember, that argument.
It just makes sense. You just stick this guy in there, and he has no idea. The speed alone is totally different. You can say what you want during practice. It's totally different,
But so now you're saying let him sit and let him wait a little bit, but you're losing. Now the way to win is either you have a quarterback who's on a rookie contract and you can pay free agents and build around them and pay all these other like veteran players while they're still young, or you have a veteran quarterback who you're paying a ton of money to and you have to win right then. So you're taking away some of the value of having that rookie on the rookie contract if you're letting him sit for a year or two. And then fans these days, I know you can't listen to the fans, otherwise the cliche is you'll wind up sitting with the fans or talking on ESPN is how it goes these days.
Well, if the argument is, well, we have to play him because we're not paying him that much, then every rookie would start ever. But if the argument is that, well, the veteran quarterback is getting paid a ton, and now all of a sudden we're going to waste these 3 years, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, if you're I don't agree with paying somebody because you're paying him too much. That makes no sense in my mind. Play the best player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at when Russell Wilson came into the league, they were paying that guy who Matt Flynn. I think he had like the one big game against
6 touchdowns, 6 or 7 touchdowns against the Raiders.
And then in Oakland, he got some gigantic contract, and you have to give credit to teams like. And I was saying last week how like the smart GMs, you can see it in the draft, like what they're doing and where they're getting value and everything. And in a front office like in Seattle, how they have like the stability, and then they have like the confidence in their job stability, where they can say, okay, we may have paid this free agent this much money, we can admit our mistake and not just play him just because we're paying him all the money. Play the better player, and then if you lose out on the money, at the end of the day, it's just money. You're already rich.
This makes too much sense. How long do they sit is the question. Well, I mean that's. I wasn't sold on Baker starting in the 4th or 5th game. I think it was the 5th game tape. but glad he didn't start immediately. I totally agree. I think I touched on that as well. I didn't want Baker starting game 1, and I'm not going to say that all his success is because he sat for 4 games, but a little bit of it is, at least for sure. There's no fucking way Baker does what he did starting game 1. There's no fucking way. Well, I can't remember the last true rookie quarterback to absolutely crush. I mean, look, Andrew Luck did pretty damn well,
right?
And he's continued to play well. That's a one in a bunch. But Peyton Manning threw 36 interceptions his first season.
Another reason that you can't sit, in my opinion, you can't sit the rookie quarterback. I'm not saying play him from the first game or whatever, but they have to play sooner than later because these coaches are getting 1 and 2 years, and if the team isn't turned around, then they're fired right away. I mean, look at the situation in Arizona. He played Josh Rosen. The rest of the team is just garbage, and he still winds up getting fired anyways. Like, there's nothing you could have done with that team to keep your job.
Well, Dan Marino, that's a long time ago. And Kaepernick, I think, only got the job because Alex Smith got hurt. So I don't even think that was really on Kaepernick. But, I mean, I could be wrong, though. I have to look it up. But
that was the Daniel Jones pick. Did you have – I mean, we pretty much all knew, if you're following – the draft even relatively remotely, that Kyler Murray was going to go number 1.
I can't believe he chose football, to be honest. I really can't. I thought he would choose baseball no matter what.
You know, he could have still have a 4-year football career and then go play baseball though if he really wanted to.
How many teams are going to take a chance on a guy who's played 4 years in the NFL? I mean, you might be right. I'm just saying, if it's me, I'm definitely wary, man. But,
because of like the injury risk, or
yeah, I mean, that takes a lot out of you physically. Some of those sacks he's taken, and I don't know what's going on with your knees. Let's say he doesn't get touched.
Like under 200 pounds, also.
Yeah. So you did not like. I got your text right away. So you did not like Hawkinson. Do you not like the position they drafted, or you didn't like the player they drafted?
The position, but my dad just texted me, and I forgot to say it at the beginning, but happy birthday to my dad.
Hey!
Yeah, he just messaged me and said that.
You're not going to tell me happy birthday?
No, I was. I hadn't called him yet today because I was at work, and I meant to say it at the beginning. And I got so fired up about the draft, I guess.
Gotcha. So did he remind you or no?
He just texted me, and yeah, it's my dad's birthday.
Oh, so no, he did not remind you?
No, but yeah, he said, am I wearing Crips or Bloods colors? I don't know what that means. I think this is like what Ice Cube wore during Friday or something. But
we're wearing a little bit of both. Well, you're neutral. You're color neutral. You're wearing a mix of both, and apparently, correct.
No. So for the this fucking guy, the Jeopardy guy is up. Doing what JJ did last week, but the Jeopardy guys already at 34,000 in the first round. But as far as did I hate the position or the player, I'm gonna be honest. I only watched Iowa really when they were playing Michigan State, Ohio State, and Michigan.
That's 3 games.
Yeah, and it's just to draft a tight end 8th overall. I have PTSD when it comes to that with the whole Eric Ebron thing. Like the whole time I've known Stretch, it's like this long saga of I was all behind Ebron.
That dude is awesome.
I hate him.
That dances for you, Steve Richardson. You know what I'm talking about.
I was all behind Ebron, and I told Stretch, we just drafted the next Jimmy Graham, and that was at 13th overall. And it's 4 or 5 years later, and we're drafting 8th overall. So that's how far we've come in that amount of time.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
So he could be a great player, but if you're going to draft a tight end 8th overall, he better be Jimmy Graham, or he better be Rob Gronkowski, because a couple of the other guys I wanted, and it's not just because they went to Michigan, but I would have rather had Devin Bush. And that just was confirmed to me when the Steelers, who always draft a great defensive player, usually always in the first round, they trade up, they get Devin Bush, which the Steelers never trade up in the draft. And then Rashawn Gary went to the Packers, who they are pretty good at drafting defense themselves. And then even if you take the Michigan players out of it, who I obviously wanted for multiple reasons, Ed Oliver at one point was going to be like the number 1 overall pick, and he fell just because he told his coach he wanted to wear a jacket.
It's a fucking head case.
Well,
don't wear the fucking jacket then. You're not the team. The coach says what you can and can't do, and he thought he was bigger than the team. Fuck you, not you, him.
Yeah, but like the coach says that but whether he's a clown or not, you're not gonna have to worry about having enough jackets for NFL players. I'll take a player like that if he has the first overall talent. And then, of course, he goes like 1 or 2 picks after we had a chance to get him.
Oh, my little brother says he likes you guys picking Austin Bryant in the 4th. You like that one?
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we had a couple of decent picks. But yeah, I right away, I when they were on the board, I knew they were going to draft a tight end right away. Just off the mock drafts I was looking at and everything.
True. Stretch, did you like the Giants? Other than your boy, did you like it? he was busy doing Stretch things, which is fine.
No, they got Dexter Lawrence in the first round. One of the other picks. There's only like 2 picks in the high picks that people were kind of like questioning or making fun of, and that was the Raiders getting Clelin Ferrell, who a lot of people thought was like the second or third best defensive lineman from Clemson coming out.
Right.
And then the Giants at DeAndre Baker, cornerback from Georgia. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really pay that much attention to him, but I did watch from Clemson, Dexter Lawrence, the defensive tackle, and Christian Wilkins, who went to the Dolphins. People thought both of those were better than Clelin Ferrell, but I mean, we'll see. What else?
The Cowboys, I thought our first pick was actually a UCF guy, and I guess the biggest question or the biggest problem with him was his work ethic. So we, believe it or not, we had him sign a commitment to commitment or something, some fucking stupid contract or something like that, like commitment to whatever, like committing to the team.
That sounds like when they got Des Bryant a babysitter when he first joined the team.
Oh yeah, hey, it worked.
Yeah, did it?
Well, I mean, he didn't get thrown out of any more balls, did he? Thank you, Stretch.
The Cowboys probably have a pretty good fixer, I would assume.
Either way. But yeah, so I mean, I wanted a safety. I've screamed safety for fucking forever. That's nothing against UCF. I'm sure the guy's very, very good. But like I said, if your biggest question mark is work ethic, then I don't know. That to me is a red flag. And kind of the same thing with our second round pick. We picked a guard from Penn State, and they got not great reviews from all the other analysts over there. So we'll see what happens. We drafted 2 running backs, thank God, because it sounds like we have the best running back in the league. So that's good.
Yeah, in the first 2 rounds, it's not the kind of pick that gets fans excited. But I feel like you have a much better chance of hitting on a interior lineman or a guard or a tackle.
You've heard my rants on offensive line. If we had picked 7 offensive linemen, I'd call that a win.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and then you can get in free agency
whatever
position players you already know, or you can just get Odell Beckham for. You guys drafted Odell Beckham, right, with the 17th pick, your first round pick?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty good pick.
What?
So they pretty much traded their first round pick for Odell, so they picked Odell into their first round pick.
Yeah. And well, no, that was Amari Cooper. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I'm talking about the Browns.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So yeah, that turned out okay, I guess. And then the Cowboys essentially got Amari Cooper in the first round, which I'll take Amari Cooper over anybody who got drafted in the first round. People are like, that's crazy. You drafted the first round pick. I'm like, who gives a shit? This guy's proven. None of these guys have fucking played yet.
JJ was saying to me last week, he's like, because I was saying how much I didn't want the Lions to draft a tight end. And we talked about it for like 10 minutes. And he's like, what if he's the next Travis Kelce? I was like, I wouldn't even want Travis Kelce with my first round pick. And he's like saying I was like, maybe that was going a little bit too far, but.
And also saying, what if he's the next Travis Kelce is going a little too far too? Like, okay, what if he's the best tight end?
What if
he's the
next Eric Ebron and he's not Travis Kelce until he gets to the fucking Colts?
But either way,
one of the people were making fun of the Raiders draft too because they drafted like 5 or 6 players all from Alabama or Clemson. So saying all John Gruden did was watch the championship game and then just be like, yeah, I'll take all those players.
I'm not taking the bait this early. Sorry, Stretch.
So do you think he had
slid that little note to him across the table? Gruden.
So you think he had a good draft?
We got a little lull.
Him and Mike Mayock. They really have it cooking over there.
Jesus.
You think Mike Mayock did like a mock draft still? Because that's what he used to do, and then he's like, I had us picking.
Mine was better.
He's like, I had us picking Clelin Ferrell, so we have to.
Yeah.
I think the Redskins surprisingly had a good draft. I guess that depends on whether or not you like Haskins. You don't. I think he's pretty good. But other than that, they got Montez Sweat from Mississippi State, the defensive end, who was he was supposed to go in like the top 10 as far as like talent and everything goes.
And it was effort.
No. It wasn't effort. It was they misdiagnosed him with a heart condition.
Oh, was that the main thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I remember watching him play a lot, and it was the other. Oh, I'll let you go. Sorry.
No. They misdiagnosed him with a heart condition. They found out like a day before the draft it was misdiagnosed, but teams still didn't pick him up. It's the same kind of thing with Ed Oliver. It's like if you can get that kind of value in the first round, like I'd rather take a chance on it.
People lost their mind over Sweat early, and I can't remember his name, but the guy on the other side of him got a shit ton of sacks, and I can't remember who picked him either. And they were like, "Oh man, this is great." I'm like, "Look, I mean, is this one of those?"
Jeffrey Simmons.
Possibly. This is one of those things where, okay, the other guys get in trouble teams, so that's why this dude is so good. But, I don't know.
But yeah, to get him, they got him at 26, and they got Haskins, who I liked.
That's good stuff.
I mean, I don't think anybody's really gonna debate that. Even Redskins fans, I don't think would debate that.
Oh, Daniel Snyder. He's like he's trying to be like Jerry Jones so much.
Yeah,
He's trying to fucking buy everything.
He even said that he's gonna take over the first round, and obviously it's because he wanted to pick Dwayne Haskins. Because I guess he played in high school around that area, which always works out. That's how you should scout your players. Quinnen Williams should have gone number one. He's going to be Hall of Famer if he stays healthy. Hot take. I mean, he went like 3 overall, so it's not that much of a hot take, I wouldn't say.
I mean, so did Joe. I mean, I was going to say Joe Namath, he is a Hall of Famer, but he's the worst Hall of Famer of all time. But.
Yeah, it's funny if you look at some of it's just because the mythology around the name and that whole thing, but if you look at some of his stats, it's like the most touchdowns he ever threw was like 21 or something like.
Who's that fat fuck who played for Alabama and he blocked those 2 extra or the field goal and extra point in the Tennessee game? Got drafted by the Ravens. Terrence Cody. Yeah, Terrence Cody. Everybody thought he was going to be the fucking shit. I mean, I haven't heard his name since.
I could do this all day about like people who you thought were going to be awesome. Who's that? We're just going to do a lot of who's that guy from LSU who was like a nose tackle, and it went viral that in practice he was like breaking face masks with how hard he was hitting. It was like an LSU defensive.
No.
It was something Glenn Dorsey, wasn't it?
No, he did he do that? I know Glenn Dorsey, and he's awesome. Dorsey's awesome for the Chiefs. He's not Hall of Famer, but he's really good. Either way, I think that's a little bit of a jump to conclusions, if you will. I mean, yeah, Quinnen Williams is pretty good. He played on probably the best team in the best college team in the world last year. But I don't know. It's always tough to say because it's especially that position too. It's not like he's going to get 20 sacks a year. The defensive tackles just don't do that unless James John Randall.
Yeah, and then it's hard. It's so hard, like you said, if you're a defensive tackle to get the kind of credit. Like people will give Aaron Donald credit, but he'll never.
Well, he's for the best defensive. He may be the best player in the league.
Yeah, I think so. But he came as close as I think he's ever going to come last year to winning MVP, and it's just like you're always going to have the quarterback that has the best season, or it's pretty much they just need to. I don't really care as much about awards, but. They just need to change it because it's just whichever quarterback has the best season, pretty much. It's never going to be. I mean, it could be a running back, I guess, but it's never going to be a receiver. Rare. It's just going to be whichever receiver. It's going to be the quarterback that was thrown to that receiver. But who cares about that? It's MVP. I forgot who won it last week. It was Patrick Mahomes, but I had completely forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But
I think it was Mahomes.
Any other draft takeaways? That I didn't really like.
Not really. The Browns drafted 2 fucking clowns that I couldn't stand either. They're just trying to piss me off. They're a team, a bunch of fucking losers. They drafted Greedy Williams out of LSU, who guards 1 route. If you can't run by him, and that's it. If you turn right or left, he's gone.
It's so weird because all the players that you hate are like players I like. I liked Greedy Williams. I thought he was like
1 route.
He was like a first-round talent.
Whatever. And then they drafted the linebacker at BYU who got kicked out of school 3 times for fighting. So we're just getting fucking, I guess, old racist white people would say thugs, but I'm not going to say that. But we're drafting fucking morons.
I'm not going to say that.
So hopefully they pan out. But if this is what it takes to get the Browns to the Super Bowl, just drafting the fucking 2000 Toronto, Portland Trail Blazers, and that's fine.
The Jailblazers?
We'll get there one way or another, but we'll figure it out. But if you guys want to talk more about that, please comment. But I guess what do you want to move on to? The NBA playoffs?
Yeah, I love the NBA playoffs.
Hey man. Yeah. So Celtics Bucks. You said you thought that the Celtics might get swept, which is fine. I think I probably would agree with you there.
I was kind of trying to go out there on a limb. Like I thought the Bucks would win, so I was like, who cares if I'm wrong? I might as well say they're going to get swept. They didn't. They lost game 1 by like 20 points. Or whatever. Oh, he's talking about
my boy Al Horford. He's wrong on that.
Yeah. No, Al Horford like somehow dominated Giannis Antetokounmpo. Whether it was like it wasn't even necessarily scheme. It was just like at the rim. I've never seen anybody block him like that.
Ask Greg Oden about having to guard Al Horford.
Yeah, it's crazy. Al Horford is maybe one of the more underrated players.
Absolutely, guy can shoot. He can defend. He's almost never hurt. He's not a me first guy. He can rebound. He passes pretty well. He's a good all-around player. He doesn't have these freakish, aspects to him. That, and he's not going to say the crazy, outlandish things. He puts his head down, gets 12 and 10 every fucking night, and then it guards, the opposing center or power forward, which everyone's better.
I mean, that being said, I do think the Bucks are going to come back tonight. Like it seems to be like a pretty strong correlation. Like whatever happens in the first game, it kind of swings back and forth.
How much money do you think is on the Bucks tonight?
At least $25 by me.
So there's that.
So they're definitely
any doubt.
So they're but no, I think the crazy thing about it too is they're after losing like that at home in game 1, they're still 7.5-point favorites tonight. So there's a really big belief that it's gonna swing back the other way. I think as far as that series goes, I still think the Bucks are going to win. I know Paul Pierce said it was over.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think he's just kind of like on another level right now as far as like just saying things.
You know what's crazy is I think he truly believes that.
I hope
he truly believes that.
I hope so. I hate when people just say things just to like be like, whoa, wow. Like,
I mean, his name's the truth, so I don't think that he
can't be lying, right?
Yeah, he's like he's not like a free throw shot after a bad call because. What doesn't the ball do? The ball don't lie. It does not. Thank you, Sheed, for that. I'm going to go to my... I might want that on my tombstone.
Ball don't lie?
Other than it's not over, in parentheses, ball don't lie. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool as shit. Oh, God. It just you and Ryan Pete just giggle at it every time you say it. Don't lie. It don't, though.
Yeah, so I still think the Bucks are going to win that series. I think they're going to win by at least 10 tonight, so that guarantees they're going to lose outright.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. But yeah.
The Rockets-Warriors series is insane to me because this is like the big controversial thing. Like, are you on James Harden's side? I think mostly nobody is. I haven't heard many people sticking up for him besides Kevin Durant so far. But people hate watching that style of play. Especially, I think he did get fouled. Did you see? I did see the play. You at least saw it. I think he did get fouled, but like the way that you're not even allowed to, there's like a force field around the shooter.
The Bruce Bowen.
It's like, how are you supposed to even defend them then? Because he steps back, and then as soon as you step forward, he falls forward. It's
you can get out of the way. You can go to the side. You can't jump and then land directly underneath the player.
He also pushes off like half the time too, which never gets called. But my thing is, okay, he deserves to get a lot of the calls he gets. It's just it's not fun to watch, but he's smart in the way that he draws the fouls. It's just that don't complain on every single one you don't get. I mean, it's just annoying.
You're not fouled on every play. Tim Duncan, a great player, Hall of Famer, but he's never committed a foul as far as he's concerned, and he has been fouled on every play he's ever made.
It was more understandable. It's more understandable to me when LeBron does it because LeBron is just getting hacked and mugged underneath the rim. And when he's going to the rim, Harden is just like these ticky-tack fouls that maybe they're fouls, but yeah, and then you'll see him like pump fake and then just lean. The pump fake thing to me is so stupid. Like I understand it that you leave your feet and then he jumps into him. It's just so annoying to see him like you fake him out and then you jump into him and it's just like now we got to watch you shoot free throws.
Well, I want you to be a guest speaker in the Orlando Magic locker room in Game 1 next year because apparently they thought that was illegal to do, is when you get someone in the air and then jump into them as a foul. I think they wanted to catch them and set them down, ask if they're okay, and then continue with the fucking play. Because we got Kawhi Leonard and all those fuckheads, and we would have got them in foul trouble all the time. We got them in the air the whole fucking series. We did this stupid little nonsense step back. We're shooting 21% from three and hoisting up some fucking other thing. Not that I'm mad about it. It's just so fucking stupid that we got all of them in the air all the time. They were pulling for, and it makes no sense why they were going for the pump fakes. Because again, we're shooting 21% from three, and we just slide to the left and then fucking bricks on three. Jump into his fucking chest.
You know, at the end of the day, the thing that you can't really be that mad about that series is that the Raptors were just a better team. I mean,
I'm not going to deny that.
Going into it as a fan, you're always going to talk yourself into it, especially after they win Game 1. But at the end of the day, you really knew you weren't going to win that series. Like
probably not.
That would be like an unprecedented. I'd have to look it up. But when's the last time an 8 beat a 1 in the NBA? Has it ever happened?
Oh yeah, yeah. The Warriors. The Warriors.
Oh, was that the Warriors beat the Mavericks? Or it was the Mavericks, right?
And then they beat the Jazz after that because the one played the 8 and the one would have played the 4 or 5, but the 8 played them because that was the great Baron Davis dunk on AK-47, Andre Kirilenko, and he just lifted his jersey up. That's the greatest fucking play of NBA history, probably.
3 occurrences of 8s beating 1s.
Actually, my dad will probably go nuts.
And how many years of NBA playoffs? Like 60? So I mean, that's not. I mean, don't look that up. Don't waste your time with that too. But like, I'm just saying, like.
It doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, it would have to be. I mean, it was. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say, but like the Spurs, a team like the Spurs, if they would have been the 8 seed, you could see a team like that who has a pedigree and somehow they wind up as the 8 seed. Like
not the same players, but the same coach, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Like I mean, I wasn't that surprised
greatest dunk in history, no doubt. And this is like an old school. I mean, these guys watch a shit ton of basketball. That's so great. It was that game was awesome. And then Steven Jackson brushing the fucking dirt off his shoulder.
Just said that, yeah.
That's so great. He said, I just swear to God, I didn't read that. So,
he thought it.
And then Adonald Foyles fucking looked, like that. It was so great. He and Tristles on, or 3 Tristles on that team.
Tate said, "Is it weird to anyone else that a coach mocks another player in a press conference?" Maybe that's off topic, but he's talking about Steve Kerr mocking James Harden, which is pretty funny. I mean, yeah,
awesome.
Steve Kerr is
awesome.
Steve Kerr is not Greg Popovich. He's not like some old school. He was in the league not that long ago, like relatively. Yeah. So I mean, you think his players, if your job as a coach is to motivate your players and to make your team better, you think his players don't love that? Like making fun of James Harden. If I was one of his players, yeah.
I mean, and this is kind of an anti-Brett thing. Like everybody just shut up and do your job, but it kind of brings a little bit of excitement to it. I'm sure the NBA fans love it. You know, there's not really a lot of rivalry anymore because everybody's kind of best friends. And I'm not here to fucking preach about like we should all be hard nosed and it's my team or fuck everybody else. But
that's why that's why the last series I think was so cool with OKC and Portland, because nowadays, like you said, everyone's friends. Everybody like talks off the court and all this kind of stuff. And then I think Lillard and Westbrook, I don't think it was manufactured. I think it was just Westbrook brings that attitude to everybody, and Lillard is just like, yeah, I'm not having it. I think he said at one point, he's like, you know where I'm from. It's a California thing. And then that happened after last week's podcast, so we never talked about it. But that shot at the end over Paul George was like insane. I did wind up losing money on that, but
it's crazy how close Paul George was to him too. It's not like it was from like me to stretch. I mean, he was fucking here and hoisted that thing up.
And then he realizes it too. He's like, oh, there's no more time left. He's gonna shoot this fucking shot. And then he closes out on him, and you're just like, he was planning to shoot that shot the entire time. He was dribbling the clock out way back there.
I thought there was a little time left when he hit it, but I mean, obviously no one's fucking playing now.
No, yeah, and I mean, even if he misses it, they still go to overtime.
Right. I read a whole article about this is like the new NBA. This isn't a bad shot with the averages. I'm like, it's a bad shot. If you're 39 feet away from the basket, that's a bad shot.
Yeah, but I think it was something like 8 for 12 from that distance in the playoffs, though. So I mean, if
he shot from there 12 times.
Yeah, from that distance, not that exact spot. It's not like
I know, but that
NHL hits where you're in that one spot on the ice and it zooms the goal into the. You know what I'm talking about?
After this, we're going to talk about NHL hits.
Oh my God!
Like the greatest
NHL hits
game.
Tournament Tuesdays. Oh my God! I love NHL hits.
Just check the shit out of the goalie and just
way off topic, but my roommate and I back in Florida Gulf Coast when I went to college, we would do NHL hits tournaments, like best out of 7 series.
Like 2002, right? Had Stevens on the front of the Devils player.
Though I think so. The one I played the most, yeah. And the loser had to do the other person's laundry for a week.
Oh, awesome.
So it was pretty heated.
We created our own team. Our goalie's name was Bob spelled backwards. It was fantastic.
No, that game was awesome.
Anyways, so yeah.
What was I saying?
Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I love old school sports games. Are awesome.
Yeah.
I still play. I have a technical Super Bowl, a current season going on in my house right now. I'm playing MLB The Show 2012. I don't give all that shit. I don't give a shit. I'm playing Madden 2001 right now.
NCAA, the NCAA football game with the recruiting and everything. I love that fucking game.
They have a bunch of those now. I mean, I think that started in like 2004 with Carson Palmer on the cover.
I think the one I played the most, I can't remember. I think it was like Pat White on the cover. Maybe not Pat White. It was Steve Slayton, something like that.
Steve Slayton. Jesus.
But I was saying how he, not from that exact spot on the court, but from that distance, he was like 8 for 12 throughout the playoffs. So I mean, you can say it's a bad shot, but the percentage is, I mean, it's not a huge sample size, but it kind of bears out that is that an easier
shot from 35 feet 12 times?
But I'm saying, like, also, it wasn't like he just heaved it up. Like, it looked like a Curry shot in that it was his regular motion.
Even if Steph Curry shoots that 12 times in a playoff series, I don't think that's a good shot.
Now, yeah, do you want, is the coach drawing that up as the last play? Maybe not. But what's better, that or like an 18-footer from Mo Harkless? Like
18-footer is going to go in way more. That's half of the distance.
I don't know.
18-footer 36.
I've seen. I don't know. I guess I'm playing the result, but
would you rather a layup or an 18-foot shot?
Well,
it's 18 feet closer.
No, that's different.
Who's shooting that 18-footer is the question.
Who's shooting that layup? Is it Klay Thompson? Because if it's Klay Thompson,
Zuzu Pachulia.
Zaza Pachulia?
He'll take the layup.
I think you just made him.
I'd rather the Pachulia layup.
I think you just made him a Lion King character. Zazu Pachulia.
Then the fuck. I'll take Zaza Pachulia's layup over Steph Curry and what's his face. Both of their 3 points back to back. If either one of them make it, then I'll take that. Then then I lose. But I'll take the layup from fucking Pat Garrity.
We'll see if we can call him and set it up.
I got Pat Garrity's number. We'll figure it out.
Pat Garrity.
Yeah.
The others. What's the other series?
John Amici. I'll take him too.
Nuggets and Blazers. It's so funny in the playoffs, and I'm gonna say this, but it's actually not true. How people find out about these players who they don't see all season, like Jokic. But I still don't think people know who he is because they're playing at 10:30 at night, and it's Denver versus Portland. I was excited about the game because I wanted to see Lillard coming in with all of the momentum that he had, and then Jokic is just like he's like the evolution of the center now, to where it's like if you're gonna pay a center, he better be able to do what this guy does.
Right.
He's like the best passing center in the league, not even close. And then at the same time, he can shoot a high percentage of threes. Like his shot doesn't look clunky when it goes up. And then he can dunk from, just watching the game last night, he just dominated the entire game. And it helps him that Portland doesn't have Nurkic.
I'm trying to think of a better passing center. Just give me a second here.
You could take like the last 10, 15 years, and I would take Jokic.
Tim Duncan was okay. That's in the past 10, 15 years.
I'm just saying, a lot of people haven't watched him, and if he makes it to
the Sabonis.
Shaq?
Well, no, Sabonis is not 15 years. But Sabonis, Vlade Divac and Sabonis were much better than Shaq at passing. But either way, both of those guys, I'll take. Vlade Divac might be the best passing center of all time.
I think
early
Sabonis
2000s.
is probably better than him, no?
It's close, but I think
Bill
Divac.
Walton.
Divac
Bill
was going.
Walton.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And I mean, not including like Bill Russell and all those guys back in the day, but.
No, but that's kind of like getting bogged down. My point was pretty much like in the league now, he's guaranteed the best passing center. Not that you could think of that many who would even contest him for that. But
That's it, Bill Walton.
but just the way that he plays, and it's like you have a center sometimes that you need the floor to be stretched by other shooters. He stretches the floor for himself. And like I said, it helps that they don't have Nurkic, who's the Trailblazers center. But I mean, even still, I'm going back to the last couple of games. He only had 6 last night, but he had 10, 9, 8, 8, 7, 8, 14. Those are all playoff assists.
That's a shit ton.
And he's
14 assists from your center is pretty good.
Yeah, that stat line was 14 rebounds, 14 assists, only 10 points, but I mean, still.
Garbage.
But yeah, he's made 2 threes, 3, 1, 2, 2. So 3 of 5 last night from 3. So at that point, like, I don't even know what you can do to guard a guy like that. He looks like
probably something because he scored 10, but but yeah, if you're guarding.
Well, last night he scored 37.
Oh, there you go.
2 games ago he scored 43.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But I still people aren't staying up like who have regular jobs to watch Blazers Nuggets at 10:30 at night. That doesn't end
East
until
Coast,
that doesn't
I'm
end
sure he's
until
pretty popular. Like if you go across the Mississippi, I'm sure he's a little more popular.
Yeah, and then center is not the position that it used to be as far as popularity. Like it's not. There's probably
absolutely.
There's probably as many people that have Jamal Murray jerseys as have Jokic jerseys. But
anybody else you want to talk about on the NBA playoffs really quick before I get to some baseball?
No, go ahead to baseball. That's pretty much it. The Rockets Warriors series we already talked about.
Gotcha. If you want to jump back in, obviously.
If I think of anything,
but
we're gonna whatever topic that you were gonna say. But have you been watching Vlad Guerrero Jr. at all? Or are you gonna talk about that?
Unfortunately, I've been at my boy's house, so we watch sports there all the time. He's like this diehard fucking. He's like the biggest senior fan of all time, and then of course he loves his son, which is so fucking funny because if you know this guy, he's a hardcore Rangers fan as well as a Vlad fan, so it just makes sense that he would go to the fucking Blue Jays, who have this outstanding rivalry between the two, brawls upon brawls. They fucking hate each other. So he follows him pretty well. The fucking Rays are. I don't understand what the fuck is happening right now. I'm pretty sure Stretch is starting at shortstop half the games for Boston. I think this is the starting outfield, actually. They are 12-17. But yeah, the Rays have 2 or 3 starting pitchers. Think about that sentence I just said. 2 to 3 starting pitchers, and they have the best record in the league. every other game, they start a reliever for 2 innings.
Yeah.
And then go from there. It's fucking unbelievable. Kevin Cash, I mean, we're still in April, so I'm not going to go nuts, but Kevin Cash is manager of the year manager of the month for April. We'll see what happens down the road. It's still a pretty good division. It pains me so fucking much to say this. The Yankees have 12 starters or something, or would-be starters on the IL, and they're 17-11.
I was gonna say
that makes no sense.
It's another amazing thing. They're in second place by like 2 games, two games, and they haven't had their team at all this entire season.
Well, the place doesn't matter because you can be in the AL Central and be 15-12. Well, not a very good place, but
even record, yeah.
17-11, and you don't have. You have under half of your best players. It's unbelievable. I hate them. But.
What's also amazing, the Rays have lost 9 games, and 3 of those are ones that I bet on them. So I mean, let's
talk about what really fucking
That's
matters.
A crazy stat right there.
Yeah.
I looked up at the standings one day I was off, and I'm like, let me check out some baseball. I looked at the standings. Rays had like the best record in baseball. They're playing the Red Sox. I'm like, all right, Red Sox are struggling. Let's go ahead and throw some money on the Rays. Lost. I'm like, they're not going to lose 2 days in a row. Lost.
They
can't lose 3 days in a row.
Boom.
There's nothing better than doubling down or tripling down with your money, and then you lose again.
Especially on a sweep. It's very rare to have a sweep in baseball. Well, 3-game. Well, especially 4-game. But even the 3-game, it's very, very rare.
You know what? And I think one of the games I lost is because I had to get the price down from the money line. So I did the 1.5 run line, and they won by 1. So even when you win, you can't win.
Cubs are we're struggling. We're starting to come back a little bit. We're 14-12, second in the division. St. Louis is 18-10. They just beat up on Milwaukee some fucking how. Pittsburgh has lost 8 in a row after being in first place after the first week, so that's fucking great. Fuck them.
The Tigers prospect they picked number 1 overall. I think he was from Clemson or Auburn.
Auburn's pitcher.
Yeah, he threw a no-hitter last night. But not. I mean, obviously he was in like Double A or Triple A.
I was like,
no,
what?
No, he didn't miss the. That would have been the first one of the year, right? For MLB? No, it was in like Double A or Triple A. But yeah, he threw a no hitter. So I mean,
because the White Sox, I think, had 20 strikeouts in a game. It was a team joint game, but they got 20 strikeouts, which tied the AL record. I think it was against the Tigers actually.
I
it was
believe
20 strikeouts against the Tigers. So that tied an MLB record. It's kind of cool. It's a joint thing, but. Anyways, not a lot to talk about in baseball. I fucking love talking about it. So, yeah, Cubs are looking okay. The Dodgers
Zimmerman
are
almost threw a perfect game. Not almost. He had a perfect game through like 6 or 7 innings on opening day.
Not bad.
Brian said Orioles staff has already given up 72 home runs, the most given up in any month in MLB history. You know, if you bet on baseball, you actually can get like decent value on the Orioles because they have to win like 30 or 40 games. So if you just try to if you try to pick the right ones, I mean, you can get like +2, even sometimes +300.
Just handing out fucking that's like saying
as somebody
if you could pick on the right time for the +300 team to win, you're going to do well. Well, no shit. If you bet on the 10 games in a row, you're probably going to win 1. You're going to be down $2,000.
No, I'm not. Nobody would bet on the Orioles 10 games in a row.
They got to win 30 games. So.
They could win 30 in a row, and you could be a millionaire.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I never thought about it that way.
How many have they won already? They only have like 20 wins.
I think.
So they still have like 22 wins left. So if you just pick those 22 wins.
Yeah, then you're fucking gone. I guess I never thought about that. I gotta write that one down. The one that said he's talking about the highest in history was 57 by the A's in 54, I think. So it's not even close. They're just they're throwing what my dad and I like call hanging fastballs. No one's no one's very good over there.
Dan asked if we talked about the draft already. Yeah.
Yes.
Rewind to like the first 10, 15, 20 minutes.
If you want something for us to talk about, we'll talk about it really quick. I mean, I was going to go on a 2-minute tangent about hockey or something, but who gives a shit?
The Patriots did get Chase Winovich from Michigan, who's like a classic Patriots guy who they would draft. It's like a white guy with
the long
blonde hair, white guy. Like he has a motor that won't quit. He has a great work ethic.
Yeah, real gym rat.
Yeah, he's the first one in, last one to leave.
Yeah, great.
Like, how many first ones in can there be?
Yeah,
they're all. You gotta
rock,
feel like
paper, scissors. Fighting to the death.
Feel like a real piece of shit if you're the last one in.
Yeah, I was 7th in, but it was a fucking pile of us, and we all. I don't know. Yeah, I fucking suck. But I know Dan's a big Cowboys fan, right? So we already talked about him. If he wants to talk about Cowboys more, it's fine with me. But
Yeah, you can give your take on the Cowboys draft. I think.
Already did it, but like I said, we'll do it again if you want.
They drafted 2. Yeah, we might as well not do it again.
But
forget it. Just rewind.
Who ran the second fastest Kentucky Derby in history? Finished second. Was it the guy behind Secretariat? I doubt that's true. Oh, it has to be because Secretariat was the fastest. So.
Yeah, Brett talked about that. The Cowboys drafted the UCF guy.
Holy to the party. Dan.
But, yeah, Kentucky, I didn't even realize the Kentucky Derby is this Saturday. That kind of snuck up on me. I always like to bet on that one.
It's fun as shit.
Horse racing
it's awesome.
and all
Yeah. I try to never bet on the favorite, just because I'm an idiot I'm a terrible gambler.
Well,
so I try to bet on somebody else, and then
you don't want to do like a minus 250 or a minus 300. Is there a huge favorite this year? I honestly
4-1. His name is like Ocean Beach or something, Omaha Beach or something weird. I think it's Omaha Beach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I try to do something like 8-1.
Hey, I got it right. Sham, who finished second to Secretariat. You're welcome, fucking sports world. Suck on that, bitches.
Yeah, suck it.
It's not just the major core sports. Omaha Beach. Yeah! I got one right, too. Anyone wants to talk about EPL? We can talk about that. Please comment yes, because they don't want to talk about it. So if you want to talk about it, I can.
Is that the one today that was Ajax against Tottenham?
Yeah.
Hey, in your face, suck on that.
What was the game? Or what was the score?
1-0.
Yeah, my man. All right, I like it. Nice.
That's why you're not in the Bundesliga. I told you that story, right?
Football fan, yeah. Not really. I just don't want to hear it.
Stretch loves it. No, you wouldn't like it. We were at one of the Orlando City games.
Bathroom break. Just kidding.
all the cords rip out.
Fucking good.
No, we were at one of the Orlando City games and somebody scored on the Orlando City keeper and some random fan sitting by himself like 10 rows away. Nobody was around him, but he had like 2 beers in his hands. Like, that's why you're not in the Bundesliga. And I was like, one, he can't hear you. 2, what kind of a weird like myopic taunt is that? I don't know.
There you go.
But yes, I did watch it. It was on at work.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's a huge game.
So what's going to be? So the Ajax is in the final. Who are they playing?
No, that's not. They're not there. It's
a semifinal today. Oh, it's the first leg. Yeah.
Yeah, they play 2. So they have to go back. Liverpool plays. I forgot their name, but they have 2 Mexico midfielders on their team, which I really, really like. So big Mexico soccer fan. Yeah, man, go Mexico. That's other than USA, Mexico soccer, I fucking love. It is awesome. I almost wore my Chicharito jersey today, but I was like, I've been gone for so long, so it's almost old school if I come in. So I wore my old school jersey. I had a DeMarcus Ware jersey ready to roll too. I think it still has a Jaeger stain on it, so I want to hear the backlash from that. But anyways,
I think the reason more people don't get into soccer is because the season. I mean, maybe it is defined, but I just don't know what it is. And there's so many different leagues going on. You know, with the NFL and all the other like 4 major sports. You know when it is. You know when all like. I would love to get into soccer. I like watching it, and it's kind of weird to bet on. I did one of those like 3.5 bets where you do like whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah.
You have if they tie, you lose. If they win by 1, if they win by 2. But it's hard to follow. Like I don't know. Like what's
time zones are different.
Well, no, not even that. Like what's going on right now is the UEFA Champions League, right?
You get Champions League, and you also have the English Premier League going on at the same time. Almost every other league is going on right now, but it's the end of the season. The English Premier League has 2 or 3 games left, depending on who you are.
So are the players that were playing in today's game, are those like the top players in the world, or like?
Yeah, I mean,
I know they all play in like different leagues.
Sometimes you don't start them depending on injury and rest and all that stuff. But I mean, Tottenham, they lost Harry Kane, who's one of the best players in the world. He's England's best player, but he's been down, so they've had to start Son, who is the best guy off the bench. They're coming off. He comes around like the mid-70th minute, scores a goal, and then goes home. He plays for South Korea. He's unbelievable.
Scores a goal and then goes home.
He's awesome. And then he started finally, and he scored 2 goals in his first game after starting. This was like two weeks ago. So yeah, they do start. But it's really something that the Champions League does that is so fucking cool that I think that I don't know how we would ever pull it off in America.
The relegation thing.
Well, but the just the way that they have like the top 2 people, I guess it's kind of like our playoffs, but it's like from different leagues. So like if we had, I guess that is kind of tough because like nowhere else, like those soccer leagues all over are just as competitive as some of the other ones, or at least the top teams are. So like if we had if like Cuba was not insane and they would like let people play and travel wherever the fuck they wanted. They would have awesome teams. They would have awesome leagues down there. Cuba, Dominican Republic, all those. They would have really good teams. I think it'd be really cool if we took like the top 3 MLB playoff teams and faced off against the top 3 teams from down there. I think that would be fucking awesome. Who wouldn't want to watch that? We could pull for our guys. I think that'd be really cool in my mind.
Hey,
so whatever. We got a guest over here. So thank you very much.
It's a part of his contract.
Oh, thank you very much. What's your name, man? Kayla joining us. What's going on? This is her hand. What's up? There you go. Cheers. No, you're fine. You're good. Who's your favorite sports team, Kayla? Cubs. Good call. All right. Well, she said Cubs. Hockey. Who's your team? Lightning. Okay. And Lightning and Cavs. That's interesting. Okay. All right. That's not bad. So, okay. Is Ovechkin your favorite player? Or is it Stamkos? Stamkos or Ovechkin? Ovi? Because he knocks people out, right? So there you go. That's awesome. Oven chicken. I've heard Ovechkin and Obichkin. I have not heard Ovechkin yet. So
Oven chicken.
It's similar to denim chicken if you're an Always Sunny fan. But there you go. Oh, yeah. Cheers. Cheers to our new friend over here, Kayla. Cheers. And to the Lightning doing a little bit better next year. Christ.
Speaking of, you said Always Sunny with the denim chicken. I love Always Sunny. Not to get into Game of Thrones. We said we weren't really going to get into it, but if I heard somebody say the joke, if Charlie Day wrote a song, and it's like Day King, brother of the Night King.
Is there a Day King?
No, you know about the.
I know what Night King is, but
no, the song from Always Sunny is like Day Man.
I understand that, but is there a Day King?
No, it's just if he made up the song, like making fun of the Always Sunny.
There's a Day
song.
Man and a Night Man.
Right, but there's
a Night King.
Right, but if he just you don't get it.
I can name you every line from every episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No, I'm saying if he just like made up a song.
Oh,
like,
that way. Okay,
yeah,
that's true.
Pretend to get it and move on.
Fuck. Really not. In company, where they go to? Oh, Kayla. Yeah, she seemed kind of sober, so she seemed cool. Guilty to Jimmy. Oh, sure, I missed a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, I wish the whole relegation thing could be worked in, because as far as like the NBA goes, I mean, there's a couple of teams that just are not professional NBA teams. I mean, they have like 1 or 2 players, but you could definitely get rid of like 2 teams. But I don't know where you would move them up from. I mean, what are you going to move up like Kentucky or Duke or something like that?
It wouldn't work. You'd have to. Oh, maybe like the top team from the D League.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could be a thing too. Yeah. There's like a bunch of things they could do just to, because I'm not a huge fan of like the whole tanking thing and all, and you're just putting a shitty team out there, and then you're wasting years of these really good players that you don't get to see. Like, we're not going to see Devin Booker in the playoffs for like 3 more years. And everyone's going to be like, oh, Devin Booker, this guy's good. It's like, yeah, he's in his 8th year now, and he only gets to go to the playoffs
until the
for 4
Celtics
years.
trade for him after fucking Kyrie pisses enough people off.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's like pretty much for the.
Thank you, by the way.
Thank you, Stretch. For the Warriors to be like the favorites to win the championship, and then like also Kevin Durant, I think, being like a Vegas betting favorite to leave, like that would be.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that would be like unprecedented, but it's like, what are you searching for? Like, you got all your championships, now you want to go to. I think people are saying New York. I mean, your owner is James Dolan at the end of the day. That's. I mean, it is. I mean, you think James Dolan would sell the team if he knew Kevin Durant would go there? He would just be like a martyr.
I think he would sell a team if it wasn't to that guy who said that he's not trying.
Or to the guy that told him that he should sell the team.
Oh, sorry, that's kind of what I meant. But yeah. But either way, yeah. So there you go. Anybody else want to talk about anything? I mean, yeah, we talked about Champions League a little bit.
Tyreek Hill audio. I mean, we're pretty much going to agree on that.
Jesus Christ! Just like how
we're not going to have any disagreements here about that. He's a big piece of shit.
Yeah, I guess she gave the tape to a friend, but if you're friends with that group of people, you're not exactly the most trustworthy person, so I guarantee that it burned a hole in that person's pocket or fucking Gucci purse that she couldn't afford, and then fucking gave it to somebody else. That was probably racist, I guess. No, you can be white trash and have that. So, yeah, so then that I'm assuming happened, because they're like, oh, I got something that you won't fucking believe. This is going to be fucking cool. I'm not supposed to say anything, though. And then, of course, that go this person.
The only, like, defense you could have is that he didn't know he was being, like, recorded. But at the end of the day,
I don't give a shit.
No, at the end of the day, it's out now, and he said what he said. Like, you're
don't defend your 9 That's like saying I can say whatever I want from not being recorded. I can't say whatever I want.
If you had me hold my arms open and you punched me in the chest, that would like fuck me up, and that's even more of a close.
Not if I punched you, but yeah, if Stretch did, yeah, if Stretch did, yeah. But let's be realistic here, yeah.
I was gonna make it the other way around, but I was...
yeah. Someone get these mosquitoes out of here, man. They're fucking out of control.
No, but okay. So if you punched Tyreek Hill's son in the chest, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But,
yeah.
I was making the case that he's not that big of a guy. I was like, maybe if he like laid his son down and like
3.
Maybe if he like ran back and forth over him really fast, like Hazy's really fast, but
yeah. He's like 3 or 4. I think he's 3, right?
Yeah, he's 3.
His son's 3. So it'd be a fair fight between myself and him. But
so it's,
don't punch your 3-year-old in the chest.
Whoever leaked that tape out though, bad timing because
it's awesome timing because now he's not going to get paid.
No, I mean I haven't heard anybody really talking about it. The draft is going on, all this stuff's going on. The time to leak it out would have been, and now we're getting like strategics of scumbaggery. But it's like, why?
That was good.
Why would you leak it out now? There's I haven't heard anybody talking about it. People say, "Oh, it's bad," and then that's it. This guy is not going to be on the team next year, I don't think.
And he shouldn't be. I do understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I would get it out as quick as possible. I don't want to be like, well, I don't want people to know about him as a scumbag for the rest of his life minus 4 days. I want that the second that we can do it.
But that's if you think that her motivations are like altruistic and that she's...
Because the cops aren't going to... Well, say what you want about police. I'm not here to police debate here, but the right authorities are not going to be like, well, we would look into this, but I'm trying to see... The Packers are up in like 3 picks, so can we just like put this on hold? That's not going to matter.
Well, I think the reason why the Kareem Hunt thing and the Ray Rice thing... Say what you want as far as like the NFL doing their own private investigations, but a lot of that stuff is driven by like public perception and public pressure. Like if nobody cared what Kareem Hunt did about...
That's the NFL. You're not wrong there. That's the NFL. If the United States government wants to take control, they have and they will.
Tyreek Hill's going to see NFL consequences before he ever sees consequences from like any legal justice department.
Right, but it normally does both. Ray Rice got all sorts of fucking trouble outside the NFL.
They have so much money that I think they're much less worth. Like
not Kareem Hunt. He didn't get paid.
We were talking about Greg Hardy earlier, and then Greg Hardy fought in the MMA and he won this week. Greg Hardy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was at work. Otherwise, I would have bet against him because I bet against him in all of his fights just because he's a piece of shit.
I'm sure the Browns will pick up Kareem Hunt and everybody. All my
Tyreek Hill,
sorry.
Same
thing.
By the time it's gonna be so disappointing.
Same thing.
By the time
they'll start with the same letter, and they're both 4 letters.
By the time the season starts, you're not even gonna be a Browns fan anymore because there's gonna be so many people on there, and then they're gonna win the Super Bowl as soon as you switch your allegiances.
Yay.
Like, did you see back to the draft? A couple of funny things that I saw was you see the Dolphins fan that literally like changed his alliances to be a Panthers fan.
No.
He literally gave up and he said, "I'm a Panthers fan now." There's a video.
What did he want?
I think it was because they got Josh Rosen or they drafted Christian Wilkins, or he's a Dolphins fan. Who cares? He's an idiot. And now he's a Panthers fan. Oh, what a big upgrade!
I mean, look, you gotta suck for a little while. You can't. You thought, oh, we've sucked for so fucking long. You need to shut the fuck up and be a Browns fan for once in your goddamn life. I know I'm wearing a Cowboys jersey, but if you went 8-8 for fucking 6 straight years, you would be whatever quarterback it was for you. Tannehill would be a fucking god in Cleveland. A god. Going 8-8 for 5 straight seasons? Talk to me when that happens.
Who wants that, though? I mean, I've been...
Me! I want to go 8-8 for... We've been over this. You would rather go 4-12 for 8 straight seasons and get better draft picks.
Yeah.
I'd rather win. I'd have a chance at the playoffs.
I've been a Lions fan. I've been 8-8. I've been 7-9. I've been 9-7.
You're always in the playoff hunt.
It's no better. Yeah,
everybody shit on you every single. Oh, you're a fucking 4-12 team. Fuck you, Lions. Okay, they're in the playoffs.
You think people don't shit on me? I'm a Lions fan.
But you're always in the playoff hunt. They're idiots. Well, or you have shitty friends. But I mean, both could be possible. But I mean, I'll back you up if that's happening. Like, dude, fuck you guys. If you're making fun of him and the Lions are 7-9 or 8-8 every single year, that's cool. It's in the playoff hunt.
But you're also,
if you think they suck, then fuck you. You're an idiot.
You're
you
also
know
including history in that too. It's like the Lions' history, and we made 2 of the best position players ever.
Okay,
quit.
well now that's 2 totally different things. I said 8-8 for 4 years or 5 years. Now we're talking best 60 years.
Dan said that Tyreek Hill is probably going to get put on the commissioner's exempt list.
Yeah.
Which that commissioner exempt list is just like, let's put this person off to the side until nobody pays attention, until a couple of other things happen, and then he'll play again. I mean, so Kareem Hunt got, was it 8 games or 10 games?
I think it was 8.
I think it was 8 games.
Not enough, but 8.
Right, so, but what's Tyreek Hill going to get? Like a season? Like, I mean, There's no video of this. There's audio, but
probably 8, and he'll be the Browns' third string running back. They'll be like, "I have the best running back core in the NFL."
You talking about Tyreek Hill?
I'm never gonna get that right.
Yeah, he doesn't play running back.
They're both pieces of shit. So, well, he can. I mean, what is he? Yeah, he does. He gets a shit ton of rushing yards. Is he 5'10"?
He doesn't play running back. He does like reverses.
He's listed as a wide receiver. Okay,
he's a wide receiver. Like, no, there's no question about it.
What's Percy Harvin?
A shitty wide receiver.
He runs a lot of plays. Tavon Austin runs a lot of plays.
He doesn't line up at running back, though.
Yes, he did. He did his whole college career. He ran up at running back. His whole college career.
Percy Harvin?
I'm a Gators fan. He lined up at running back all season. All season long.
I've never seen I've never seen him listed as like running back wide receiver. It's always wide receiver.
That's because you're watching shitty Big Ten. We're in the SEC, baby. We got guys who are wide receivers in the pros and they're running backs in college. They're that good.
Don't even get into the fucking Big Ten versus the SEC.
Yeah, because it's not close. What's that time Big Ten won a national championship? 3 years ago with Ohio State?
Yeah,
So since then...
2 years have gone by.
2 years have gone by. So since 2001, the SEC's won like 9?
There's like 3 good teams, and every other team is propped up because they play each other. And
Florida's won 2 of those. LSU's won 1.
I mean, I don't know.
Bama, Auburn. That's a few. It's not. I'm just saying. It's not just Alabama every year. I mean, we won a bunch, man.
Yeah.
LSU 2003, Florida 2006, Florida 2008.
A lot of that has to do with other teams getting screwed out because of the SEC bias, as far as like the rankings go at the end of the season.
Yeah, we've really proved them wrong by winning a lot. So
teams that won't get a chance.
Bias.
I mean, Clemson's in the ACC, and they don't really play anybody, so they get to the championship game. Not that they're not good, but
Clemson's also in a major conference. So
maybe I'm not like trying to shit on the SEC as much as I'm trying to say the Big Ten doesn't really get as much credit as I think they should.
Just be better, and then you will. What's in this gin? This is good stuff. Must be the paper straw.
It's my Big Ten tears
going to my. That's line of the night. That was really funny. Man. But anyways, well.
My mom said, "Is this the cat videos channel?"
Thank God someone's mom tuning in now. All right, well, shutting her down.
Oh man, what time?
Does anybody have anything else to say?
What time are we at?
Actually, please don't tell me if I have something to say because there's a mom watching now, and I don't want to have to.
No.
Do we need like some type of blur?
Such a good boy.
Yeah. Yeah. If I just talk like this, you can't see me saying the curse words. So that'll be good. She can watch it on mute. Okay, is there any way we can just get his audio? just to her Facebook.
I think that's pretty much it. That was a pretty triumphant return. You shook all the rust off.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good to have you back.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being the all-star that you are and handling it. I'm sure it wasn't easy having to deal with JJ for 2 straight weeks, but you fucking manned up. You plowed through.
Thoughts on Gruden?
Oh Jesus, Tate. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
He just wants to know if you thought the draft was, good draft.
Yeah.
This is a good draft.
Tate, I'll text you. Or we'll stream live only to a few parties on what do we start calling it?
After
call it something specific though. We'll think about it later.
It always happens when we've been drinking more. So
after drinks. But anyways.
Yeah, that's it.
After drinks. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, as always, you guys are awesome. Even moms out there. And thanks you guys very much. Hope you guys enjoyed the past couple weeks. You did have a Cowboys fan after all, I guess. So even though he's not quite a Magic fan, because he didn't really take off for the game, but whatever. And
the result was the same. So I mean,
guess so.
Your face.
Whatever's gonna happen is whatever's gonna happen. But thank you guys. Honestly, seriously, as always, from the bottom of my heart, you guys really make us. We're a show for the people. People's champs over here, for myself, Brettigans, for Marty, for our awesome producer Stretch from the Traveling Drunks, and from Shamrock's Liquor and Public House on University in Alafaya. Thank you guys very much. We'll hope to see you guys next week, all right? Thanks, y'all.